You're listening to Wild Things and Wild Places, a Muley Fanatic Foundation podcast that aims to discuss issues and efforts related to the Muley Fanatic Foundation mission, the conservation of mule deer, furthering the sport of hunting, and sound wildlife management.
Everybody knows I'm a Muley Fanatic.
It's time for Wild Things and Wild Places. And here's your guide, Joshua Coursey.
Wild Things and Wild Places. That's a pretty good little jingle, don't you think? What'd you think, Callie?
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Who did you get to sing that?
What? It was not Joey.
Like that?
What do you think, Drew?
It was good.
That's pretty good. Everybody knows I'm a Muley Fanatic. Although you guys are going to hunt elk tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I'm way excited. We actually went out and did some shooting after we went to the police range, and I was looking pretty good down there.
Were you? You felt good about
Yep.
it? You're going to hit your target?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm so excited for you. All right. We better start with some introductions, huh? All right. Yeah, you know me. I'm Josh. I'm just Josh. That's just Joey. You guys are the stars of this. We got. Let me just see if I can make this really cool. Not that you need something to be
go
really
ahead.
cool. Okay.
Let's see.
All right. 16 years old from Evanston, Wyoming, Kallie Pace. No, not very good. Okay. Nobody really liked that one.
You can tell he's a Dallas Cowboys fan. Huh?
Yeah. No. Okay. How about that? Nobody was a Dallas Cowboy fan at dinner tonight.
You're a little crazy.
A little crazy. Okay.
You're a little stuck in your head, but
Yeah.
eventually we'll switch it over.
Yeah, I agree. All right. And we got Joey Try It. Big, fancy introduction.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. 15 years old from Star Valley, Drew Hamburg. And the crowd goes wild.
Yay.
All right.
You know what you should try? Being a rodeo announcer. Be an accurate career field for you.
Yeah.
A rodeo announcer. It'd be better than being in the rodeo. That wouldn't work for me, I can tell you that. All right, let's get to some business. We got this special time we've carved out to have this podcast with you two young ladies that are participants in our Putting the U in Hunt program. And we just wrapped up having a dinner and a couple of cool things that we talked about tonight about what to expect tomorrow. But tomorrow at daybreak at 5:45, we're heading out. We're chasing elk.
I can't believe it. I'm grinning from ear to ear right now.
You really are.
Yeah.
I've never seen a grin that big.
I'm excited. I want to get an elk.
You do?
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you about how did you hear about this? How did you hear about the program and Muley Fanatic Foundation?
You want to go first?
Sure. My dad works with someone that works here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he had an in.
Yeah. And I think the person he works with just suggested it for me.
Yeah. Let's just talk about it. Let's just be real about it. There's a unique circumstance that makes this program eligible for you. Let's talk about your situation, Drew.
Okay. There's a lot.
Okay.
I'm constantly getting injured. I have I don't want to say disease, more as like a disability. It's called OI. It's short for osteogenesis imperfecta, and it makes my bones brittle. I don't have it that bad. Other people can have it worse. And yeah, so I've had a lot of injuries. And right now I actually have a torn ACL and meniscus, but that's not related to bones, which is weird.
So you've had multiple broken bones over your 15 trips around the sun so far this year?
Yeah.
Yeah. And does it get worse? Or does it get better, or does it stay the same?
I think maybe when you get older, it'll get worse, but I think it's pretty much stays the same.
Okay. How old were you when you first found out that you had this?
Oh, I have no idea. I was really young. My mom had it. She has it. It's a genetic disorder.
Okay.
She just thought that I had it when I started growing up and I was learning how to walk, and I just started breaking my legs a lot.
Oh, man, that's terrible.
So she just assumed that I have it.
Yeah. But you're dealing with it.
Yep.
And you're a champion.
Yep.
And you were shooting great today at the range.
Thanks.
You're going to go kill an elk tomorrow. And you've never killed an elk.
I have not.
Yeah. All right. You have this picture in your mind of what this elk is going to look like that you would like to get?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be big.
It's going to be big. It's going to be a big one. All right.
Pressure for your guy.
All right, Kallie. So, Kallie, you're 16.
Yeah.
How'd you hear about the program?
My family is like huge in hunting. Last year, a couple months ago, my aunt donated a dog to an auction going on by the Muley Foundation, and it came up, and so they were like, oh, this is like perfect and up our alley. And I swear, I think my grandpa is just as excited as I am.
Yeah.
If not more.
If not more, right?
Yeah, he's the one that's killed like over 30 like larger game, and it's everywhere in our living room. It's a thing.
It's a thing.
Yeah. So go big or go home, but yeah.
Oh, nice. All right. How do you qualify for the program?
So I have something called cerebral palsy. It's CP for short.
Okay.
Short. So when I was 2, my grandpa was playing peekaboo with my feet, and he noticed that my knees were stiff. My knees were stiff, and they really didn't want to bend or move at all. They're like, hey, there's something going on. And we actually found out I had asthma right before that because I was born premature, 2 months, with the cord wrapped around my neck. I was blue when I came out. There was things going on where my legs weren't fully developed. And I was finally diagnosed with CP when I was 2 years old. I was put into Botox for the next 8 years of my life, and I went on with that until one doctor decided to take a chance on me, and we did selective dorsal rhizotomy, which is where they cut a 3-inch gap in my spine, and they actually cut out 52% of my leg nerves. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks, and I had to relearn how to do everything from moving my toes, which I actually did for the very first time when I was in the hospital, to walking, which not many people can say they know how it feels like to learn how to walk.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
You this has been a journey. And look at you now.
Yeah. My surgery, yes, it didn't work completely, and I'm not, completely normal, but it helped me in so many ways. I moved my toes for the first time in my whole life, and so...
Oh, that's amazing, Kallie.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. You just called me crazy, but it kind of puts a lump in my throat when you tell me about this. It's like, as someone who has never had the challenges that you have had, it makes me feel selfish because I take my health for granted, and you certainly, you do not. You know that even just to wiggle your toes is like this amazing thing, and you're an inspiration.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I don't know you real well, but I can tell you I love you because I love your heart. I know that for a fact. That's amazing.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, both of you ladies are very strong, stronger than I can ever be. To deal with this and to go through all this, it's incredible. So just my heart goes out to both of you. So I'm glad that everything's working out and we're getting to this opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
I am so excited for you both. All right. Obviously, that's why you're a part of this program, and I thought it was important that we talk about that and let it be known. There are other people out there, other children that are facing these challenges, and here's a program that kind of gives you a break to some of the daily nuances of what you're dealing with as part of your everyday life. But tomorrow, we're all on the same playing field. We're all elk hunters at daybreak. That's the cool part. Nobody is anything different than just an elk hunter, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to hunt elk.
I think it's so cool, too, that it's just us 4 out there. Nobody else is allowed to do it yet. We're the ones scaring the elk for the first time.
Yeah, exactly. Fist bump. Boom.
Awesome.
All right. So you said you had this goal in mind of a 350-inch bull. Obviously, you've heard some of the numbers and scores being thrown around in your family because that's what your family does. So you know what the measurement of a good bull is. What about the perfect situation of you finding the elk, putting on that stock, or calling that elk into you? Have you thought about that? What's going through your head when you think about that?
Of course I have. So last year when I laid my deer down, I was like, it was hard, but this is how we live off the meat, because obviously I have a large family. I have 6 siblings. This is a really big thing. Every year, everyone who can in my family fills out a tag, or else we're eating tag soup, and we don't want to eat tag soup.
Nobody wants to eat tag soup.
And then it's like a week process, and we take the elk home and we actually process it all ourselves, and it's like an amazing, and we just know hunting season. It's the week where everyone goes out of school.
Yeah, right. Why be in
Yes.
school? We need to be in the field. Yeah,
Yeah.
we got a responsibility. We got to put food on the table. Yeah. All right, Drew, what about at your home? How important is wild game meat and hunting for just your everyday food consumption?
I think it's pretty big. I definitely think it helps saves our family a lot of money, and my dad has loved hunting forever, and I think he's more excited to do this than I am. And my siblings have always done it, and they've always a huge elk the first time that they've gone hunting. And yeah.
So the pressure is on.
Right.
Yeah,
The pressure is on.
You know what you got to beat.
Yeah, I
right?
know.
Yeah.
You will.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, she will.
So besides the actual harvest of the animal, what's your favorite thing about hunting?
I just like being outside, and it gives me something to do, and I get to see animals, and I love animals, and
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah.
So,
And elk, man, what a magnificent critter. And,
Right.
and at the end of September.
right.
Yeah, and gosh, did you see it for tomorrow? It's like the stars have aligned for the perfect scenario. The moon is right and the stars are right. I mean, this is going to be great.
The odds are in our favor.
Yeah, so you've been thinking about this now because we had communication very early on in the year. This program and this process starts very early on. So you've had a lot of time to think about what this is going to be like. Is there anything that you're concerned about or lack a little bit of confidence of, or maybe even just aren't sure about?
I just want to make sure that elk doesn't feel any pain because that's number one for me. I want it to go down easy and smooth and no running involved. So
You want to just have a very clean and ethical kill. Yeah, no, that's very admirable, Kallie. Today, spending the time at the range with the SWAT team from the Sweetwater County Sheriff's Department to get our rifles zeroed in and to be no pressure there. That was pretty cool, though, huh? Yeah, I thought they were great folks. I do appreciate Sheriff Grossnickel and his willingness to bring that to fruition and make that happen for us. Gear-wise, your favorite piece of hunting gear?
my hat.
You got a lucky hat?
Yeah.
What one is that?
The Muley Foundation.
Oh, you got a new lucky hat.
We're going to get it.
All right. Yeah. What about you, Drew?
I don't have much. Yeah.
So you mentioned you killed a deer last year. Have you harvested a big game animal before?
No,
Have you harvested a rabbit?
I have.
You have. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you clean it yourself?
I helped my dad clean it.
You helped your dad. Clean
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Did you eat it?
No, we didn't eat it because it was just one rabbit. We were going to, but it got bad.
Oh, okay. What about you on your deer? Did you help in the field dressing of it?
I actually couldn't because we actually shot it from quite a ways, so we had to hike in to get it. And obviously that was going to be a trek for me. And we shot it at dusk. We were out there like scouting all day, but it wasn't perfect weather and it was raining all day. It was horrible. By the time we actually shot it and it went down, it was dark. And so my grandpa was like, let me and Jake just go down.
Take care of business.
Yeah.
That was well played, by the way.
Yeah.
Good job. That's how I do it too. I shoot it. And I'm gonna shoot over there, so you guys have to go get it.
Right.
Joey just shot a moose. When did you shoot that moose?
Saturday morning,
Yeah.
yeah.
2 days ago, Joey just shoots this
Oh,
huge
wow, that's
moose.
a great kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what does he do? He calls everybody to come pack it out.
Right.
Look at me. I'm old and fat. So
You
You're
don't want
like,
to pack
good
it out.
luck, guys. This is
yeah.
I'm going to stand
I have
here.
a young son. He's got tons of energy. That's why he carries the head and the other quarters.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, that's
Yeah.
so funny. So is that a part of the process tomorrow? If you were to have success that you want to be involved in, the field dressing?
Yep, absolutely.
I think that's part of the responsibility that comes with being able to take the life of a big game animal like an elk, being able to know how to break that down, to divide that into what edible portions you're going to bring home. And how many people do you know, and it's probably different for you, Kallie and Drew, because you do live in Wyoming, so you probably know a lot of other people that hunt, but how many people do you think really know where their meat comes from when they sit down at dinner time?
Not much. Yeah, not really.
Actually, I just moved to New Jersey to live with my aunt for the year because my uncle's getting deployed. And with going to a school down there, we had to watch a video, and I was disgusted with the treatment of the chickens and the cows. And I'm like, man, am I so thankful to actually kill what I eat and know where it's been its whole life.
And know what it's been eating, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's heavy stuff. All right, so outside of hunting, favorite activity, Kallie?
Horseback riding.
Horseback
if
riding?
I could, because I'm allergic, but yeah, great.
If you could, that would be your favorite activity. So it's not something you do?
Not much. I found out I was allergic fairly on, but I wanted to be like a rodeo queen when I was a little girl because that's what my mom did and my dad. But no, that was not in the cards.
All right, so what's your favorite activity that you do now?
Pottery.
Pottery. Yeah. Do you
I
make
love
pottery?
working with my hands.
What do you make?
So I work on the potter's wheel a lot. I know that a lot of people have probably seen it, but I make a lot of plant holders because my mom loves the plants.
She does?
Over 300 in our house. I
Wow.
swear.
That's a lot of water.
Yeah.
Can't even keep one alive.
Yeah, Joey can't keep a cactus. What are those ones that are rubber looking like succulents? Is that what they're
Yeah,
called?
yeah.
It's like maybe I could keep that alive. Yeah, maybe not. You make pottery for your mom, obviously for the plants. Other people? Gifts?
Yeah, a lot of gifts. Like,
Do you sell it?
I'm still in like school doing it, so I don't quite sell it yet. But when I get like my job and stuff, I want to set up my own pottery studio and be able to do that.
That's where I was going next. You're 16. I was wondering what your future plans were for career-wise, if you had thought about that, what you wanted to do.
Oh, absolutely. I've known I wanted to be a lawyer for a long time. But actually, after watching that agricultural video and seeing how our food is treated, I was disgusted. And I'm thinking about going into the agricultural aspect of law.
Okay.
And they're called agricultural lawyers.
Wow. And make a difference in that field, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Drew?
What I want to do when I grow up?
Yeah.
Do you know what mushing is?
Mushing. Is that like
It's like dog
dogs?
sledding.
Dog sledding, yeah.
Ever since I was like 7 years old, I've been wanting to do it. And I think that would be really
Wow.
fun, except it's really dangerous. So maybe not a good idea for me. But if I wasn't to do that, I'd probably do something outside with conservation or something, because I love animals.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any hobbies like Kallie does with pottery? Do you like photography or drawing or
I feel like I'm a mix between everything, but I like to play the cello. And
cello?
Really?
Yeah.
That's quite an achievement.
That's a huge
Well,
achievement.
yeah, it came with school. They wanted us to choose an instrument. That's what I chose.
And you chose the cello.
Yeah.
You're like, I want to pick the biggest instrument they make.
Well, I didn't choose the bass.
Oh,
So-
that's even bigger.
Yeah.
I'm glad I chose the cello because it's pretty manageable.
I couldn't even learn the recorder.
Yeah.
I couldn't either, Kallie, so don't feel bad. Yeah, my wife would be the first to tell you, because there are people that are meant to make music and there are people that are meant to appreciate music.
Yeah.
And I know it's very clear which category I'm in. It is the appreciate the music of others. Yeah, I actually carry a harmonica in the center console of my truck, so when I'm driving around by myself, I can practice. And where it really sounds good is like when I turn the radio up really loud and it makes me sound like I'm contributing to their song that they've obviously mastered. Yeah, in my head it sounds good.
Little background music, as long as no one else is there.
That's right, yes. That's absolutely right. All right. After the hunt, plans for the rest of the year?
I'm going back there to finish out the school year.
Back to
Open
New
for
Jersey.
Straight A's.
Straight A's. How are you doing? Are you on course right
Yep.
now? Yep. Doing good?
Absolutely.
All right. Drew, plans for the rest of the fall or the rest of the year?
Just going back to school, trying to get decent grades.
Yeah, and get off crutches, huh? Man, aren't
better.
those a pain?
I hate them so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I found the worst was when you need to take a shower. Yeah, having crutches is a terrible thing. And then stairs. It's amazing how many stairs you take for granted because you
I
just...
know. And the stairs are like so scary on crutches because you can fall so easily and you can't use your other legs, so you just fall.
Yeah. And getting in and out of vehicles, major effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a struggle for me, and that's only because I'm only 4 foot. Doing that at the same time, I could not even imagine.
To wrap up, we have a couple of folks I want to make sure that we give a shout out to, because that's certainly part of this program. But Weatherby working with us and being able to present you with the cool rifles tonight, that was really cool. Kuyu and the jackets, that's really cool as well. Bitter Creek Outdoors and their hats, Western Wyoming Beverages, Pizza Hut. So far, has everything been... You have any ideas for us on how to make the program better so far?
I was like astonished to begin with. I don't even know how I could give you recommendations, because I was like, they're doing all this for us. You gave us a gun. I'm like, wow.
I can tell you, and we've heard it tonight, several people say thank you so much, but really, and I'm sincere when I tell you this, thank you, because you are truly a beacon of light and hope and encouragement that really inside, you know how you get that, have you ever heard someone talk about where you get that tingly feeling, where your hair stands up, or you get that lump in your throat? Yeah, butterflies in your stomach. Mm-hmm. That's what it feels like for us to be able to be a part of this program with you. And certainly we recognize that the situation and what you deal with has some challenges, but this gives an opportunity to negate it and just put it away for a little bit and say, let's just be hunters, because hunting is great.
Yeah, it's great because I'm out there with people who have some idea and know what I feel like and go through ordinary life living like I do. And like I said, we just got to be ourselves, and there's no requirements of who we need to prove ourselves to.
No, you don't have to prove anything to us. I guarantee it. Yeah. Drew, any recommendations, anything that you could think of that we can do to, as we talked about earlier at dinner, this program, it's hard to get the word out to people. And we both heard your dad, he worked with someone who knew someone here, your sister, your aunt who told your mom, but how else can we get the word out? Because there's other kids out there that could benefit from this, I do believe.
Word of mouth is like a very strong aspect as long as you know the right people. Actually, I have been my pen pal for the last 7 years. And her name's Elsie.
Okay, I got a question, Kallie, because when you say pen pal, we live in the 21st century. I'm just curious, are you handwriting letters, or is this emails, or is this text messages?
We haven't written a while, but yes, it is.
Handwritten letters?
And
That,
she
like
lives
old school.
all the way in Idaho.
Wow. Yeah. Did you ever have a pen pal?
I can't remember. I've lost my memory. Again, old.
Yeah.
Old
guy.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah. So in third grade, I remember our whole class wrote to John Glenn, famous astronaut in Ohio. He was a congressman, and our whole class submitted letters to him, and then he picked one letter and he wrote back to the one student, and it was me, and it was weird. It was
Wow.
I don't even know why my letter was astonishing.
Selected.
Yeah, I don't know, but it was really cool that when the teacher announced that we had some correspondent from Mr. Glenn and Joshua, he's chosen your letter. And I don't even remember what I wrote to him. All I remember was it was cool. He wrote back, and then he asked to maintain communication. What did I do? I sent him another letter.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But have you ever been out in the middle of nowhere and you find those Mylar balloons, the real shiny balloons where someone like lifted them off at a wedding or as a school project, and there's a note in there to correspond with someone? Have you ever seen that before?
Like
think
a
so.
message in a bottle.
Yeah, like a message in a bottle. Yeah, I did that one time and put an address in there thinking maybe someone in Kansas, we get a lot of Wyoming wind here, would return a letter to me. Nobody did. Yeah. My luck, someone would contact me and say, Mr. Here's your citation for littering. All right, so anything else you want to end with? Anything else you want to add? I think it's just way cool that we could have this conversation and talk to you.
I just want to say thank you for every once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Well, again, thank you for letting us be a part of your hunt, because that's what's going to be really cool. So on that note, we're going to let Joey have the last word.
Again, I just really appreciate you guys allowing us to be part of this. It's the memories that we never forget. Doesn't matter what the size of the animal was. It's just from the time the sun rises to the time it goes down, all that we gain in this memory together is just what I cherish the most. And also following this hunt, staying in touch with you guys. I always follow on social media with a lot of you, so I can always follow and see how you guys are doing and continuance. We're all going to be a big family together, and that's how this goes. And this is why it's just huge for us. Getting new relationships and everything between you guys and your parents and grandpas, all that stuff. Thank you for allowing us to be part of that. I really appreciate it. And again, my heart goes out to both of you for the challenges that you guys face and just how strong your heart is and make it through all that. Good job.
Thank you.
I am a better person for just being able to sit down and have this conversation with you. You've given me great inspiration. I can tell you when I have little aches and pains and belly aches, being almost 50, things just start to bother you. I am not going to be a whiner anymore about, oh, my knee hurts. No. Are you kidding me? No, I am not. And I can guarantee you, Kallie, I'm going to make this promise to you right now. Anytime I am laying down and I wiggle my toes, I'm going to think of you. And I'm going to be dang glad that I can wiggle my toes and be proud of what it takes to make my toes wiggle. So thank you. And to appreciate them. All right. I did forget to ask one thing. What caliber are you shooting tomorrow? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know the caliber. I know it's like I'm shooting with a different gun than I was practicing with.
Oh, a different one from the range today?
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm not shooting with that gun. That was my uncle's gun, but my grandpa's gun, the Hunter, gets us all into it. His guns, like he makes his own guns, and they are so accurate. I swear when I hit my deer, the gun hit it for me.
Very nice. Do you know what you're shooting tomorrow, Drew?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
One that shoots bullets, it'll kill elk. I know
Right,
that.
exactly.
It's a gun.
It's a gun.
That's all you need.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, ladies, very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Gathered around the campfire's flickering glow, stories ignited, bridging hearts and minds as the world outside faded and connection reigned supreme. Welcome to Campfire Chat.
Welcome to Campfire Chat. Joining me today, past president of Bow Hunters of Wyoming and current active member of that organization, and truly a great friend of mine, someone that has been involved, a member of Muley Fanatic Foundation and several other conservation groups, Steve Martin. Welcome, Steve.
Thanks, Josh.
Yeah, Campfire Chat. Totally different than some of the previous conversations we've had on other issues that we've been engaged with as organizations and as colleagues and constituents of the conservation community. But Campfire Chat, it's all just about hunting. I know you and I share that passion. You're an avid hunter, a bow hunter, a rifle hunter, anything under the sun when it comes to hunting. I know you and your daughter Shelby, you've created many magical memories in the field together and look forward to creating many more. What do you have on the docket for this fall?
With the past winter, a lot of tags were not available this year, so we were not able to draw any tags. I did draw an antelope tag, first one in 8 years.
But congratulations.
But yeah, general elk tags, going to give the deer a rest and not chase them around. But yeah, not a lot. I can tell you, I've been sitting in a blind on a water hole for August 15th, and not much antelope out there.
Not a lot of activity, is there?
No, there's not.
Yeah.
Did see a lot of elk, but no antelope.
Surprise there, huh?
No.
Yeah, and boy, what a wet summer we've had in not only just southwestern Wyoming, but all over the Cowboy State. We've had great moisture, great groceries for critters to forage on. And yeah, I do find some optimism for those that are going to chase elk this fall. It's going to be a great season. We're going to see some dandies. Steve, how important is wild game to your dietary needs?
It is my dietary need.
It is?
Yes, I live on wild game year-round.
And what about your daughter? How old is Shelby now?
She's 27.
27. Man, boy, time flies, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Doesn't seem like that long ago. She was doing high school rodeo pageants, and 27.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You have the opportunity to get in the fall with Shelby this fall? You have the opportunity to get in the field with Shelby this fall?
I'm hoping so. She's working a full-time job, so she doesn't have a whole lot of time off to go hunting. I spend a lot of time scouting and hoping to be able to utilize that small amount of time that she has to the best benefit for both of us.
Yeah. Where did the hunting bug come from for you, Steve? When did it begin? How long has it been?
Oh, shoot. I was a little bitty guy growing up, chasing squirrels with my grandpa and coons with my dad. And it just, from a very young age, all I wanted to do was hunt.
Yeah. Where'd you grow up, Steve?
I grew up in north central Texas, between Dallas and Fort Worth.
All right. And hunting was a big part of your life then. I imagine when you migrated to Wyoming, it became just this huge opportunity of, I get to really take this to the next level, huh?
Yeah, and basically that was the reason why I moved to Wyoming.
Really? Because of hunting?
Wide open spaces, and it was public land.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of that. If you didn't have property or know somebody with property, you didn't hunt in Texas. Yeah, the wide open spaces, public lands, and being able to go hunt anywhere was a big draw.
Favorite critter to chase every fall?
I would have to be elk.
Yeah.
Especially as a bow hunter. I live for September mornings, crisp September mornings, whenever the elk are bugling and chasing, and there's nothing like it.
It's the greatest time of the year, isn't it?
It is. I like watching the leaves change. I hate the fact that it only lasts for a couple of weeks. I wish it would last.
A little bit longer. Huh?
Yeah, but the fall could. And one thing that I have missed the last few years is the fall weather just does not seem to last. We're either hot or we're cold, and I want that. Like some of the spring that we had this year, those 60-degree temperatures every day. I live for that.
Yeah.
I hate the heat. I can deal with the cold, but I would rather have it somewhere between 50, 60 degrees every day.
Oh, that'd be dial that up. That'd be perfect. Yeah. Steve, favorite piece of hunting gear that you have in your supplies? I'm sure as a seasoned bow hunter, you've got stuff specific to bow hunting, stuff specific to rifle hunting, but is there across the board one piece of gear that is a staple item that goes on every hunt?
Yeah, I don't know, because my bow is my friend. And that's something I even take during the general seasons. But yeah, I don't know. I've grown to enjoy the Outdoor Edge skinning knives that I have.
Oh, the replaceable blade knives? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Boy, I started using those, and there's nothing like it because I am the worst at sharpening blades.
Yeah, that's a skill set that takes a lot of practice to hone that skill, no pun intended, but to get that right.
Yeah, I've dulled a lot of blades and not been able to get a sharp edge on them again.
Tell me about your bow, especially as the past president of Bow Hunters of Wyoming. You've probably had multiple bows over the years. You probably have from recurve to long bows to compound bows. Where does crossbows fit into that for you?
That's a tricky subject. As far as my personal opinions, there's not a thing wrong with a crossbow. They are a very lethal weapon. My opinion is they do not belong in archery season just because the extended ranges and the things that you can do with the new technology within crossbows. I just think they're out of the bounds of where we should be with archery seasons.
Okay, fair enough. Some of those 100 yards, 3 bolts in a 3-inch group. I mean, that really almost equals what you can do with a firearm. It is a different tool. What is your bow of choice? When you take to the field with a stick and bow in August, what are you carrying?
I'm carrying I started out 35 years ago hunting with a recurve. That was my first introduction. And I always was intrigued by the longbow, and I started shooting a longbow about 30 years ago, and that's the bow of choice. I've never shot a compound other than sighting in my daughter's bow.
Yeah.
But she wanted to go the compound route, and she's very good. She's an excellent shot. She won a couple of 3D shoots this summer shooting her compound bow. So, yeah, it kept her involved. She's been involved in shooting a bow since she was walking. So she doesn't want to go hunting unless she's carrying a bow.
Yeah, as a dad of 2 daughters myself, both adult children, I would imagine there's a great sense of pride for you to see Shelby at 27 now to be carrying on the tradition, not only the interest in hunting, but utilizing, developing, and honing the skill set of using a bow and that choice of weapon. I would imagine as a dad, there's a little sparkle in the eye when you think about Shelby's accomplishments and knowing that you did well to pass that down.
Oh, absolutely. Her enthusiasm when it comes to hunting season and whether the time that we can spend together, she knows that's something special to me every year. But she's also beyond hunting. She's become a conservationist. She spent time on the Bow Hunters of Wyoming's executive board right beside me as I was president, and she has a keen interest in making sure that what we enjoy goes forward. And she's going to be a big part of that in her lifetime.
And all the gratitude in the world to you, because it has to start somewhere. And just as your dad and granddad instilled the interest in chasing squirrels and coons, you've been able to pass that on to your daughter, and she's carrying that forward as an ambassador for sportsmen and sportswomen. Back to your longbow. 30 years ago, you got going on this. Have you ever made your own bow? Have you ever had an interest in doing that?
Yeah, I've always had an interest. Most of it earlier, I didn't have the time. I did build what we call a board bow. Took a piece of hickory and whittled on it with a grinder and actually shot arrows out of it. It's not the greatest, but it's something that I built. And I wouldn't take hunting, but it is still, just to be able to shoot something that you built is impressive.
That's a whole another level of satisfaction, huh? And yeah. I would imagine it is even elevated even more if you were to harvest something with that.
Yeah, but hats off to the folks that actually build those weapons. The one that I shoot now, it built by a guy in Casper. And to be able to put something together like that is artistry.
Artistry, said. Yeah. All right, dream hunt, Steve.
There's always something on the horizon that you look forward to. The older I get, the more local I want to stay. As far as dream hunts, I've had one. Shelby and I went to South Africa and hunted together, and it's hard to beat that. She wants to go to New Zealand someday.
Chase stag.
Chase stag.
Yeah.
Today I'd have to say anything that she wants to do, I want to be a part of, and that would be my dream hunt, is to take her somewhere where she wants to go.
That's awesome. Yeah, it speaks volumes for you and your passion for not only your own hunting pursuits, but how important it is for sharing that time with family in the field. To me, that's what it's all about. That's Absolutely. What it's all about.
It is.
Yeah.
I wouldn't enjoy it near as much if I wasn't able to take her with me.
Yeah, got to be able to share it. All right, final question, Steve. Favorite wild game recipe? I'm talking like one of those recipes that's written on a recipe index card that you've memorized it because you made it so much, but maybe it's generational. But is there a favorite recipe that you have that you're just like, can't wait for that?
My favorite way to cook wild game is chicken fry.
Okay. Tell me more.
I love steaks, and it comes from my upbringing. One of my favorite foods growing up was chicken fried steak. So you take a tenderized piece of steak and you roll it in flour and egg, and you deep fry it or chicken fry it, and that's the way I like to have it.
It's good stuff. A little gravy, little potatoes on the side, some fresh sweet corn.
Absolutely. Especially corn on the cob.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, great to talk to you about hunting. It is something that I know is a very important and intricate part of your life, your lifestyle, your family's lifestyle. You and your daughter share those times together. I do believe it is an effort that is worth continuing to promote and showcase, that it can be done responsibly, but it's also a way of life that in order for us to have and to keep, we got to work to showcase that it's very valuable and it's essential to the very existence that we have as human beings. We are hunters and gatherers, and it's something that to me is life defining. So I'm glad to be in that arena with you and share that we're hunters and we eat stuff that we kill.
Absolutely. And the hardest part is that hunting season only lasts a short amount of time, but we spend all year preparing for it and protecting it.
Yeah. I do have another question. Have you ever bow hunted rabbit?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. It extends the hunting season, right? Into the first quarter of the year.
Yeah, and I've taught a lot of bow hunter education classes, and one of the things that I really stress in that is bow hunting is a year-round sport. There's something you can bow hunt year-round.
Yeah.
And rabbit season, heck yeah. That's how I got Shelby involved in hunting. Before she ever was old enough to take a big game animal, we went rabbit hunting, and her first harvest was a cottontail rabbit.
And you talk about chicken fried cottontail rabbit.
Absolutely.
It don't get any better.
No.
Yeah. All right, Steve. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Josh.
And that wraps up another episode of Wild Things and Wild Places. But remember, the journey doesn't end here. Make sure you never miss out by subscribing. Whether you're listening to us on your favorite podcast platform, streaming us on our website, or following us on social media, subscribing is the best way to stay connected. Thank you for joining us, and stay tuned for more wild episodes.
Everybody knows I'm a Muley Fanatic.